Perfect. So one more time, thank you so much for you guys joining. For those of you that don't know me, I am Dr. Catherine Espana, a pediatrician in Houston, and I'm going to be co-hosting this with my friend Monica, and I'll have her introduce herself, and I'm going to share the screen with you guys so we can get started.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to share this amazing technology with you that it has been changing so many people's lives, including our own lives and our families. So the big question today is, have you been patched yet? We have. So we're excited to tell you all about that. So like Catherine said, my name is Monica Suarez. I've been using the patches for 6 weeks already. After months of research, listening to a lot of people's testimonies, my friends' testimonies, so I decided to jump in because I was having stomach problems. And I'm one of the lucky ones that I started seeing the results on the third day. Everybody's different. Some people see them on the first day, third day, 1 week, month. So it depends on everybody, obviously. I was lucky on the third day and I started noticing more energy. I went from having 3 cups of coffee a day to just one, and it's my sacred morning coffee that I cannot be without. And having more resistance when I would work out with my kids, when we would go out for bike rides, they would be the ones asking for breaks. And I'll be like, are you serious? Let's go, let's go. And that never happened before, obviously. Better sleep as well. When you turn into a mom, when you become a mom, you don't sleep well. You wake up for every noise that your kids make. So I would wake up when my kids would, wake up at night. My husband would go take care of my little one. He's an amazing husband. He takes care of my little one since we put him to sleep until 6 in the morning. But I would still wake up, listen to him go take care of the baby. He would come back to bed. I would still be awake for hours and could not go back to sleep. Since I've been using the patch, that has been totally different. I can still wake up. It's not like I'm knocked out, but I go back to sleep. As soon as I hear that he's taking care of my little one, I go back to sleep, which is amazing. My stomach pain and the bloating that I was having is gone. So it's been 6 weeks that I don't have that problem anymore. And then there was one more thing that I'm forgetting. It doesn't matter, but I've been very happy with all those results because I've been looking for a change. If you can switch to the next one. So the company actually this year turned into 20 years. So it's been 20 years that the company has been working, and we have a new one. So it went from $20 million to $400 million in the last 4 years. So that's huge growth. It's open in 80 countries, and it's not the common, company that you see that everybody can share, the same products. It's a unique product. Nobody else has this. Dr. Smith, I think, let me see where it is. He has over 180 patents. Do you have that slide there? Oh, sorry. And we are very excited that LifeWay now has been ranked in the #1 momentum company. We're super excited about that. Everybody's excited about the patches, about all the results that we've been sharing with people with their health. And so if you could just go to the next slide, please. Let me introduce you to our amazing inventor, David Schmidt. So his dream was, since he was a little boy, to be an inventor. And he told his dad that, and his dad told him that there was not such a job. But obviously that was his passion, so he's always been inventing something. And over 20 years, the Navy actually contracted him to invent something for the Navy SEALs, so they would get more energy, but naturally. So that's when his first patch came, the energy enhancer. And he did that, and the Navy SEALs were very happy. But that's when September 11 happened. So obviously the country focused more on weapons, and he decided to go to the market. We saw a bunch of athletes using the patches. And I don't know if you guys remember, in 2004 at the Olympics, the Stanford University swim team was using the patches, and they were breaking their own records by a lot. So the big controversy started on what was going on with those patches. What did those patches have? And they sent them out for testing, and it came that everything was fine, nothing weird, everything was natural. So then after that, he started inventing different patches. And he has over 130 patents up to right now. No, I think it's more right now, right, Catherine? He stopped counting after 180, I think it was, right, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
he started to specialize in age reversing. And in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. That patent took over 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to the market. And that's our X39 patch. The patent says that, I don't know how you say that word, embodiment, sorry, English is my second language. As a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants. And that now Dr. Catherine España is going to tell us all about the X39 patch.
Thanks, Monica. Yes, and so as Moni said, there were many patches, in the market before the X39. X39 essentially was, or is, the brain of this company, I would say. It is the main patch that we have been seeing so many things about. So it was created about 3.5 years ago. Essentially, why do we need to use this? Or why do people, might say, hey, what's the big deal? I like to talk about stem cells. People don't realize that the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal, which is why little kids usually heal really fast. That's why I'm a pediatrician, to be honest with you, because I did not want to deal with adults that complained all the time and didn't heal as fast. So hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging every single day. We are all aging every day, unfortunately. At the age of 30, did you know about half of your stem cells are active? And did you know that by the age of 60, you lose almost all stem cell activity? Only about 10% of that is active. I did not know that until I started reading more research about this company. So how does X39 work? So X39 is a proprietary form of phototherapy. So what is phototherapy? Some people might not know. It's, right now very popular for anti-aging. People actually go, at least here in Houston, there are some spas that you can go into infrared saunas, which is phototherapy, and you can choose different colors of light to treat whatever symptoms you're working on. It's been really popular for people for anti-aging. Even Amazon sells these little masks that have infrared or light therapy that's supposed to help with lines and wrinkles. The way that I know it, it's through newborns. So we use phototherapy all the time as pediatricians. If a newborn has jaundice, we put him underneath this blue light, and the frequency of that light goes through the skin of the baby, and it sort of tells the liver to change how bilirubin is for the babies to be able to get rid of the bilirubin through urine and stool. And the best way that most people know phototherapy is through the sun. So everybody kind of has heard that the sun, you go out in the sun, it really goes through your skin, and it kind of tells your body, hey, you got to make some vitamin D, and it kind of gives them the instructions to make vitamin D. So he took this idea and he created this patent nanocrystal technology. It's a little tiny patch like the one that you see on the bottom right, that it reflects light. There's no medicine, like Monica said. It literally is tiny little crystals, nanocrystals, that act as a mirror. It is non-transdermal. What that means is nothing is going inside your body. It's like putting a mirror on your skin, and then they are going to reflect your own energy. So what happens is we as humans are actually all mammals. We actually have energy. We have heat. If you can feel your body, that heat is actually infrared light. You can't see it without special glasses, but that's whenever, if the police are looking for someone in pitch dark, they put on the special glasses and they're able to see kind of like a red thing moving. Same thing when people sometimes go hunting or in the army. That is the infrared light that us mammals emit. So that infrared light goes through the patch. It essentially, the patch acts as a mirror, and for lack of a better word, it kind of like gets injected into our own system. And then just like the sun tells our body or gives instructions to our body to make vitamin D, this little patch and that frequency tells instructions of our body to make a peptide called CHK copper peptide. What does that copper peptide do? As I said, children have lots of stem cells. They have lots of that copper peptide. So when a child fractures, let's say a big bone like a leg, you usually put a cast on. It's not the cast that's really healing that fracture, it's their own body. So what happens is a lot of this copper peptide kind of tells the stem cells we got to make some bone cells, and our body by itself reacts and it's able to heal that fracture. If an older person fractures the same big bone, most likely they're going to need surgery, put pins in, et cetera, because we as doctors know that as we age, you're just not going to heal as well because you don't have as much of that copper peptide and things in your body needed for your body to work at optimal health. So what does X39 do? It does exactly that. It gives your body the tools to work at its optimum level. It increases strength, reduces inflammation, increases stamina, energy, and vitality. Mental clarity is insane. I mean, I've never taken Ritalin, but I feel like this is what people must feel like when they do, because I feel like I'm on point all day long. It actually also restores muscle or skeletal condition, improves sleep, just like Monica did. For me, that was one of the first symptoms that I noticed as well. I've never had issues falling asleep, but I felt like I wasn't resting. Like I would wake up, even though I slept for 8, 9 hours and I was still tired. Now what I'm noticing is I am dreaming. And that's what most people say when they're using this patch. Consistently, I hear I'm having vivid dreams. Well, that means that we are resting and we're getting to that deep sleep. And it also improves skin appearance. This says that by about 3 months after you've been wearing it, you actually start to create more collagen. So this is a little study that you've got it. I'm so sorry. My son is just texting me. This is life over here to go pick him up. And I thought he was gonna get here later. So this study, back to the study really quick, I apologize. It is a really interesting study. They did a 79-year-old, 77-year-old, I apologize. They did a thermoscan. You can do this thermoscan. I know it's not very common in the traditional medical field, but they noticed that there was a lot of red. You can see all that red. That means a lot of inflammation. And so after using the patch for about 3 weeks, they did another thermoscan and most of the inflammation was gone. And on session 3, after 6 weeks, you can see a complete turnaround. There's just better brain coherence. Everything should have a little bit of the red, and the light blue is just like the brain is working much, much better, and he has calmed down dramatically. This was, pretty remarkable. I don't know if you guys have ever had a thermoscan like this, but one time I had a really bad back injury and I had to go get acupuncture and they did it, and it was insane how my entire back was just bright red. So it's for real. Now, long-term results, the more you wear this, the better you're going to feel. They do say that they recommend to wear it at least for 1 month per decade. Okay, so if you're 40, you should wear it for at least 4 to 5 months. If you're 50, 5 to 6 months. They say that in the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. And within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced, like that study that I was just showing. And after 3 months, you notice more collagen. It's increased not only in your, face. Obviously, that's where most people think of collagen as far as anti-aging, but your entire body is made of collagen. And so it really helps your organs, it helps your blood vessels. Everything is made out of collagen. And within 6 months, amazingly, we actually have some studies that show that the heart starts to reverse in age. Some people will do it, the studies that they would do something called ejection fraction that kind of gives you a percentage of how your heart is pumping. And after 6 months, it would repeat it, and they have significantly noticed an improvement. So guys, this is not anti-aging. This is not a cream. This is not, collagen you're going to drink just to try to get anti-aging. This is actually age reversing. The things and the symptoms that I'm seeing are insane. Again, this patch does not cure you. This patch does not heal anything. The patch gives the body the tools. So our body is pretty remarkable. I feel God made our body perfect the way it should be in order to take care of a lot of things. It's just that as we age, all of those tools, the tools start kind of decreasing. So we're not able to do as many things as we used to when we were younger. So how do you wear this patch? The patch is really simple. You pretty much wear it in the back of your neck. And if you can see it, that's where I have it on this morning, today, or underneath your belly button. Why is that? For two reasons. Number one is because that's how the studies were done. When you're going to create a clinical study, you have to make sure that it's reproducible. So everybody that's in the clinical study has to do the exact same thing. They couldn't just put the patches where they wanted. And the reason they picked those points is because those are acupressure points. Since we're talking about energy and light, it makes sense for those of you that might have gone acupuncture before or know a little bit about it. It talks about how the energy goes through your body, and there's different acupressure points depending on what you want to do. So those two are very specific acupressure points. However, anecdotally, I've noticed in the last 6 months, a lot of people say that if you have pain somewhere specifically, like I have a patient who had a rotator cuff tear. I asked him to put it on his shoulder, and it seems to work a little bit faster with pain relief and repair if you have a specific injury, if you put it right there. So a lot of people say put it where it hurts, but these are sort of the general places. One other thing that I like to say all the time is make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. Why is that? It's because our body, I mean, patch or no patch, our body works better when it's ultra hydrated. But at the same time, if you grab a huge, 32 ounce and you chug it all and you drink that twice a day, it's just going to go straight through your system. You're going to go urinate, go to the bathroom, and it's really not going to hydrate yourself. Ideally, you should be drinking little sips at a time throughout the whole day. It's better to have a water bottle and, drink a couple ounces every 30 minutes or so. That's going to hydrate you more. And if you add electrolytes at least once a day, you're going to feel even better. So X39 seems really sophisticated as far as when you talk about light therapy and how it goes in, yet is very simple to explain. It's just a sticker, literally almost like a Band-Aid that you put on for 12 hours and then you take it off before you go to bed. The testimonies are insane. I know Monica told you a little bit about hers. I can tell you for me, I was a dancer before I was a doctor, and I have really bad overuse arthritis on my knees. My knees are literally bone on bone. I've gone to several orthopedics. They pretty much have told me most likely I'm going to have knee replacement, or start doing stem cell injections is what they wanted to do, to try to regenerate that collagen and that cartilage in there. I used to wake up in pain every single day. Go down the stairs, my knees crack and it hurts. And I can tell you that I noticed it 3 or 4 days afterwards, going down the stairs, it doesn't hurt anymore. And secondarily, because my knees were hurting, I would walk kind of weird sometimes, my hips started hurting too. And my hips were really tight. Well, it's like my body got all relaxed, my hips didn't hurt, my knees didn't hurt either. Like I said, I was sleeping better, more energy, and much more focused. My mom has really bad degenerative arthritis where her fingers are actually, just degenerating as far as the bones. And her thumbs where, she was have frozen thumbs, and they've had to do steroid shots several times, the rheumatologist, in the last year. Well, within a month, she said, I have not taken pain pills in 2 weeks. She was showing me like this of how she could move all her fingers. She used to tell me she couldn't put gas with one hand because she just didn't have the strength. And after about a month, or actually, no, the gas thing was about a couple of weeks, she called me and said, oh my gosh, I don't need to use both hands anymore. I'm able to do it only with one hand. So I can tell you it is pretty remarkable as far as the testimonies. And later I'm going to see if there's anybody on that might want to share how they're doing with the patches. But a lot of people at the end, I added this slide because people always ask, okay, well, how do I get started on this? I know it sounds like science fiction, guys. Trust me. It took me at least 4 months of a lot of reading and like scratching my head because I found that this was just not believable. As a doctor, I'd be like, there's no way that a sticker can do what you say it can. But after wearing it for 6 months, me, my husband, my mom, and I've seen about 100 people that I have personally met, I can tell you this is real. There's definitely something to this technology. So you would want to talk to the person that invited you today. You can either come in as a preferred customer where you only buy one sleeve for 1 month, and then you will have to have a recurrent monthly a monthly buy as our preferred customer. It's about $120 a month after you add taxes and all. Or you can get one of our business packets. It doesn't mean that you're going to do this as a business. Although I can tell you as a pediatrician, I never in my life thought that I would do something like this. But the way that things are going, the way the economy is going, it's definitely smart to diversify yourself in something. So I have definitely plugged into this just because I loved everything that I've been seeing about the technology and what it's doing for people and how I'm helping reverse aging. And at the same time, I want to mention that I've also seen some remarkable things with kiddos that, that have issues, whether it's autism, epilepsy, ADHD. Again, this does not treat any kind of disease. This just kind of helps your body to deal with certain symptoms of certain diseases. So the 3 packs would be a silver pack. It's $2.99 and you get 3 sleeves or X39. The gold pack is about $4.99 and you get 5 sleeves. And then the diamond, for those of you that are serious about, doing this as a business and you're already, or you have a big family. I've had a couple patients who say, I want everybody on my family on this. They will buy a diamond pack. It's $15.99 and you get 19 sleeves. So when you divide it, you really get them for about $83 versus $99. So that is sort of the explanation of what it is. I showed you kind of the options of how you can get it. Once again, nobody has to do this as a business. You can just simply buy it for yourself and your family and enjoy the benefits. But if anybody does want to do this as a business, trust me, it's something as simple as sharing with people you know, and you decide how much you want to share. Some people want to share enough to make enough money to get their patches for free. Some people like me decide that this is going to be part of my retirement plan. This is part of my 401k. And like I said, part of the way that I'm, diversifying myself, I still have my pediatric clinic. I'm still a full-time pediatrician, but definitely very excited about this technology. So we have about 5 more minutes that I would love to see if anybody that's on that has tried this wants to share kind of what you have seen with yourself or your family, so others can kind of hear it.
I don't mind sharing, Catherine.
All right, Dana, thanks.
So my parents are 89 and 87, and my dad has really bad neuropathy in his feet. Like he walks like a toddler. And he was a one patch wonder. The first time he put the patch on, by that night, his neighbors were calling me. He said he could feel his feet. He was walking much more stable. Within a week, he told me he was mentally clearer, that he could actually remember where he put his glasses. And my mom, now she has really bad osteoarthritis, and she told me today she thinks her pain has diminished a little, but they've been on it for a month now. But what she noticed first was her reflux. She has a really big hiatal hernia, and her reflux within like 2 weeks was gone. So we've had great success with them. And then my husband and I have also had some good positive changes, but my parents, that's wonderful. I'm really happy for them.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Like, I just like people because it's pretty amazing to me still that the same patch, that one patch will do different things for different people. So when people always ask me, they're like, well, I have this and I have that. I go, no, try the patch. And the reason is because everybody's different, everybody's body needs something different. And so the cool thing about this is that this activates that copper peptide that's going to give your body the tools to fix your body knows what it needs. So whether it's your reflux, whether it's your arthritis, whether it's, sleeping better, whether it's neuropathy that I've heard people that have diabetes and it's helped them really kind of regulate, people with high blood pressure, that not necessarily it's going to cure their high blood pressure or they're going to get off their meds, but I've heard people that either they're regulated on the medicines they are, or they've been able to lower their medicine. So with that said, I do always recommend, so in case I forgot to say this, but if you do have, or if you are taking some sort of medication, make sure that, for example, blood pressure medicine, keep up with your blood pressure, because there is a good possibility that you might need to lower your medication. So make sure that you're in contact with your doctor and kind of let them know. Same thing with diabetes medicine. I've had people had to lower their dose because their sugar started being much better. And I've had other people get off of their meds as well. Now it might not happen for everyone, but like I said, just make sure that you are, talking to your doctor and you're letting them know, although they're going to be like, what are you doing? Can guarantee you most doctors have no idea what this is. But I've also talked to many of them that have started this because a patient came and they were like, what are you doing? Everything looks so much better. And then once they hear what it is, then they'll be like, oh, well, I want to try it too, or they'll start offering it to their patients. But most doctors, if you go to their doctor today and say, hey, I want to try this patch, what do you think about it? They're going to be like, just like what I said. They're going to be like, that is, BS. It's probably not going to work. And they're not going to know about it. So don't go ask your doctor if you can use it. Just make sure you tell them you're using it so they can kind of follow along whatever you might need.
Catherine, I wanted to jump in with that because I remember what I wanted to say, and it was about my dad, actually. So yes, with his diabetes, he's been using the patch for 6 weeks with me. On the first week, we had a meeting with his doctor virtually. We went over every day, for the past 2 weeks about his numbers with the insulin and with his sugar. And everything was okay. That was the first week we were starting. He was still with the insulin. 2 weeks after, he read the last 2 weeks of his sugar, and the doctor told him to stop using the insulin, that he wanted to see, how it would go without the insulin. And that was the first time over 30 years that never happened before in 30 years that he has diabetes. And we just had his visit to yesterday, and he's still without his insulin, which is huge. And also with my dad, on the second week, we were having dinner, and he's like, do you know what the patch is actually really helping me with? And I was like, what? Really excited, right? It was my second week. He's like, I can move my hands. Same thing that happened to Dr. Espana's mom. So he couldn't move his hands, and he had not only arthritis, but a trigger finger. So they would get stuck, and he would have to like force it to open up, and it would make a noise, and it would hurt a lot. He was moving his hands like this. I cannot, you guys, it's just amazing when your parents are feeling better. And quickly, my mom too, she just started the patch 3 days ago. And on the second day, she said, I'm feeling better. I cannot tell you if it's that I'm happier or just more energy. I don't know. And I'm also sleeping better, but I feel better. I'm loving it. She said. So I'm like,
yeah. So again, I can't promise you a one patch wonder like Dana's dad, or 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 weeks. Everybody's different. I always say try it minimum for a month, but really most people should do a 3-month trial. It's just like any medication. If you go to your doctor and they put you today on a blood pressure medicine, they're going to say, try it. We'll see you back in 3 months so we can reevaluate. And so that's why I love the silver pack, because you can get 3 months. Or if it's you and your wife or you and your husband, you can get the gold pack. Or if you want your entire family, I guess you can get a diamond pack. So talk to whoever invited you here. They can give you sort of the steps of how you can start wearing this. And there's nothing to lose. There is a 30-day money back guarantee, meaning, if you try it and about 25 days in, because you have to take into account, you can't call on day 30. You're like, I haven't felt anything. They will give you all your money back. The only way you'll know is if you try it. So I invite all of you guys to try this new technology. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to whoever you invited. They most likely have a way to reach me. And so I can definitely answer any questions that you might have. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us and for taking the time for this. Bye, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.